morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. I'm John Halcyon. We are sharing some gratitude, heading off into our days with a little reminder that we're not alone. I'll let that sink in for a second. I'm feeling achy and not super energized this morning, but grateful to be here. Grateful that Lisa came home last night, so really enjoyed getting to spend a little time cuddling with her. And yeah, that was delightful. I haven't been doing so good with my eating habits lately, and so I'm trying to get that under control. And that affects everything, not feeling quite so good because I've been shoving my gullet. But grateful that I got to cuddle with my beloved. We watched some This Is Us, which I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that Kiri and Sean owns it told me about that show way back in the day. Watching it a second time through now, first time through for Lisa. And man, does that show make me cry. Like every time, every episode. Good morning, Kiri. Good morning, Kiri. Kiri is grateful to still have time with the people I love. Good morning, Razor Blade. Good morning, good morning. I am grateful for an opportunity to go visit some people this evening and then going to an event, going to Troubadour this weekend to see people play music and more importantly, get to socialize with some people I like at a beautiful location. And maybe meet some new people that I will also like. That's one of the advantages of being a love ambassador is when you go to places with that attract love ambassadors, you meet more of them. Artists and creative people and free thinkers. Good morning, Gurbat. I'm grateful that I've been remembering dreams, even though the ones last night were very frustrating. Good morning, Natasha, who says, good morning from the sunny southwestern U.S. I am grateful for this body feeling well enough to make a habit of daily morning walks where I get to see beautiful things all around. Nice. Maybe I have not been doing morning walks. In fact, the Stay Sparked episode that we recorded on Tuesday, which is not up yet, all about morning routines. And I have not been good in a morning routine since being back from Burning Man. Here's my habit tracker sheets. But the last time I used it was in May. So hopefully maybe when I return from this weekend's event, I will get my act in order, so that I can feel better, Kiri is grateful for Burning Man dreams. Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, Julie. Chris is grateful that my brothers and I have options in dealing with elder care for a 91-year-old father as he ages. What an interesting experience that is to navigate. Tonight I'm going to go spend time with someone who is in hospice, and there's this: how do you take care of someone, but also give them as much respect and dignity as possible? And I think that's a really, it can take a lot of patience. The habit tracker that I have is just you could make it yourself. It's just you just put your task you want to do, and then you put the dates, and you just check off. Just a way to get little stars and track so that there's something about seeing checking off all the boxes that is motivating. Carrie is grateful for Burning Man dreams. Julie is grateful for the oncoming fall weather and pumpkin flavored everything. I think I had like a year where I got a pumpkin spice was yummy to me, and then I think I overdid it, and since then I have not sought out pumpkin spice, but I appreciate it. Gerbot is grateful for YouTube, for connecting me to so many people and ideas, and for being a platform accessible to so many. Michelle is grateful that I'm feeling better today and heading to work. Nothing like sickness or pain ending to really snap you into gratitude. I'm glad you're feeling better. Carrie is grateful for everyone who is starting Playa Restoration today. Thank you, Resto. Is that what they call them? Resto? Kiri says, I'm also grateful and proud to be a love ambassador. Heck yeah, you are. I'm grateful for, I had an experience this morning. I watched a reel. I follow this guy named Jason Pargin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He used to write under the name David Wong. He was the former editor of Crack.com, and he wrote a book that got turned into a movie called John Dies at the End. And so he's a pretty accomplished writer, and he's got this whole series of books in the John Dies at the End universe, and I've read probably 4 or 5 of his books, and I really enjoy his commentary on all sorts of things, culture, and he wrote one this morning that was like, when I tell people about what my job entails, there sometimes it makes them angry, and I'm curious if your job has anything like that. But he shared what he needs to do as he goes, a middle class. I make a living as a middle class living as a writer, and he goes through everything he does in terms of, he goes, as promoting for this book, I've done 30 podcasts. I've, reached out to 200 reviewers. I post like 95. He posts tons of videos and TikToks, and he goes like, at a 95% to 5% ratio. 95 just like trying to make good content, and 5% letting people know he's got a book out. And he goes, and I only am able to survive because my wife has health insurance. And this is a guy that I consider to be a successful author. He's got a movie or a book of his has been made into a movie, and he's got a following, and to hear how hard he has to hustle. And he has a partnership with a small bookstore, so he signed, and he'll do signed books. So they've pre-sold 1,500 books that are signed, and it just was a really, I think it was a tough thing for me to read this morning, to realize that the number of people who get to just be artists and not have a job of promoting themselves, it's pretty rare. We do have stars that are part of record labels that do things for them, or are just so popular that they have their own their own industries around them. But for majority of people, they gotta really hustle. And it was a interesting, like, I think I knew that, and he also goes, and he goes, and if you are going, he acknowledged there's people that I've never heard of, I've never seen them, they don't do all this hustling, but they're incredibly popular. He goes, but once you start to play the game and start to really try to get the attention of readers, you realize how competitive it is and how hard it is to get people's attention. And it's like, yeah, uh-huh. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have the luxury of getting to do the creative projects that I like, and that I do not have to pay my, like, if I didn't hustle enough, I wouldn't be worried about feeding myself. So I'm really grateful for that. Julie, grateful for being in one piece after a car accident on Tuesday. Yikes, new car totaled. Woo! First world problems. I don't know. I think car crashes that total your car that's a problem no matter what world you're in. I'm glad you're okay. Although your typo is pretty awesome. Imagine if your car got totaled in a cat accident. So glad you're okay. That's something to be grateful for. Gerbot is grateful to be alive and to be a love ambassador as well. Yay for everyone for that solid reminder of being alive. And even in an achy body, grateful for all the things that work well. Good morning, Moose Cock. Good morning, Joyous. Joyous is grateful for my faith, for the things that I know to be true, and I'm grateful for my heart and for all the ways I love and live life. Beautiful. All the ways I love and live life. Sounds like a lyric. Oh, speaking of which, I didn't sing a song today. I think this is a no song day. You can see behind me, I've got things laid out. I'm packing, getting ready to leave town. So I will be no Love Morning broadcast until next week. Julie says, I am privileged to have a car and insurance. Good reminder, good reframing. Keeping on. Grateful for seasons and eclipsing and keeping us on our toes. Gerbot says, grateful for you, John, for bringing us together, sharing your stories and your life with all of us. Thanks, Gerbot. I am grateful for my brother Jim and sister-in-law Jen. Yesterday they celebrated 20 years of marriage. They are awesome. They've got two beautiful boys, one that just went away to college and one in high school. And my brother sent a photo from that day, and it's really cool that they were married by Grandpa Caleb, who we invoke every day as the hug here. So they were married by Grandpa Caleb. He's in the picture. And for their wedding, I did a temporary hair dye. I had pink hair at the time, 20 years ago, but I dyed my hair black so that I wouldn't, outshine or take up attention in the photos next to the bride. So it's fun to see these pictures, and my parents are so young, and it was cool to see these old pics. Good morning, Michael. Anybody else want to share anything that they are grateful for? I'm putting just an underline under how grateful I am for my brother and Jen. I feel very blessed and so grateful that I have these examples of long-time unions. My parents are still together, and my brother and his wife still together, and just getting to witness these relationships, these partnerships, decades long. So awesome. Natasha is grateful to her partner who busts his ass to take care of everyone around him, and because I can steal all his clothes as needed. Julie is grateful for my wife and her support. She is the daddy I never had. Aww. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm super grateful for my partner. If you missed the beginning, she came home last night. We saw each other like one day, and then she left to go spend time with the person in hospice, and then she's back here today, and the two of us are going to go this afternoon, to visit him and then to go to this event. So I'm just so much happier when we're together, and we do Wordle together every day, and we're so much better as a team. I have had a rough week on Wordle since she's been gone. Eddie is grateful for sourdough and yogurt parfaits. Are those two separate things, or are those parfaits with sourdough and yogurt in them? Because they both, or all three of those things sound good. Thank you, Julie. I think it's going to be good. I mean, this is a person who is a core person for my beloved, and so it's kind of a chance for me to spend a little bit more time. We've met a couple times, but it's kind of like maybe a last chance to feel a little bit of the energy of this person that has been so impactful to my beloved. Carrie's grateful that her cats feel safe enough with me to bathe and nap while I hold them. Aww. Well, thanks for being here and sharing your gratitudes. I'm grateful for this practice, grateful for the energetic wash I feel as I get to hear everyone's gratitudes and let go of whatever kind of crunchiness that I woke with from frustrating dreams. Man, my dreams are so frustrating last night. Ugh. One part of my dream, you should never try to explain dreams, but part of the dream was I was with a crew of people, and apparently we were connected to Burning Man somehow, and we were crossing a border into the U.S., and the people at the border, there was a conservative crowd, and they were preparing us like, they're going to be screaming at you. They're going, it's going to be bad. And so I was like, getting to the border was so frustrating, and knowing that, okay, we're going to have to just deal with this mocking, screaming crowd is, ugh. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? That whole, no, I don't know. Kira's got a lot to be grateful today, and it's just loading up our room so that we can all take it and chew on it for the next week. Thank you. I am going to have a beautiful day. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Gerbot. Curious, and you should always try to describe dreams. Aren't they fascinating? So I think that no one else's dreams are fascinating. I think that's it's a very difficult thing to anchor someone else to your own dreams. It's generally, I think, a difficult task to get to have anyone connected to your dreams, even remotely close to the way that you experience them. So, but I do think it's worth describing and worth writing down, because I think that our own relationship to our own dreams is significant. And if you can kind of connect to the feeling that you had in the dreams, I think that's the relevant part to me. So frustration, that is my most common dream result, is just like stuck. Like last night I had like this old golf cart. I had to move all this heavy stuff up these hills, and it just was so slow going. It took so much effort to move things to get to the border, which we were still going to be greeted by an angry mob. Thanks, Eddie. Kiribati says, I love dreaming and thinking about my dreams. Kiri says, they're only boring because many people are uncomfortable with vulnerability. Isn't sharing a dream a vulnerable thing? That's a good question. I think that the problem is that dreams are often surreal and non-logical, and so it's tough to I mean, it just depends on the dreams, but and then this happened, and then this happened. It's often not a narrative. It's kind of these popping of things that is hard for a listener to. They don't have the same connection to whatever the things that pop in the dreams. But then again, maybe you have beautiful narrative dreams that are entertaining. I don't know. We'll have to agree to disagree, Kiri, and I appreciate that you have the energy and the fascination to listen to other people's dreams. I often struggle to, unless someone, yeah. So I will say, I will make it personal, and that I've heard from some people have difficulty appreciating others' dreams. Good morning, Wade. Wade is grateful for starting to feel better after COVID. Oh, you caught it at the burn. I'm glad you're feeling better. Happy Thursday. Oh, Gerba says, I know whenever I'm dreaming about trains, I know I'm going through some changes in life. Natasha says, I medicate so I don't have to remember my dreams. Wade says, I only remember the feelings from my dreams. Well, I hope everyone is as connected to their dreams as they would like to be, and are as enjoy sharing and listening to dreams as much as they do. And I hope that everyone has a beautiful day. Natasha saying, one of my kiddos is having the teeth falling out dreams now that I totally remember too. I have frequent loose teeth dreams. That's a very frequent one for me. And like, oh my gosh, my tooth is going to come out, or it does come out. I only feel love, Kiri. Good morning, Hope. And everybody, before we head off into our days, let's share a hug. So wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big old squeeze. Grateful for our bodies, for the healing. Grateful for the opportunity to connect and connect to our subconscious and to our dreams and to one another, and to appreciate our fluctuating connections and relationships to all those realms of thought. Trying to spend a little extra effort remembering and focusing on and amplifying the things that we have gratitude for, we appreciate in ourselves and in others, so that the world can be filled, or not that it can be, that we can remember and see and notice that it is filled with so many reasons to celebrate and appreciate. So let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here for our gratitude gathering this morning. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the weekend.